Welcome back to the channel, you guys, and thank you so much for joining me on this incredibly frigid but very beautiful day. We're going to get right into it because it is quite cold out here. We have not one but two super exciting new releases for you today. Of course, the new DJI O4 Air Unit is available now, ready for purchase. Alongside that, we've got the new Quadmula Djinn F25 SP. This is a specially designed frame for the DJI O4 Air Unit. You're going to find out here pretty soon when we get into the details that this camera, the lens, a lot larger than anything else that's ever been out there. So if you had a frame that maybe you used the O3 with, or any other camera for that matter, it's likely that it probably won't work for the O4, but we'll see. I'm sure some new designs are going to be rolling out quite quickly for the O4, but right now the Quadmula Djinn F25 is ready to go. This is an absolute blast to fly, just like any other Quadmula frame. So let's go ahead and hop into the details of first the DJI O4 Pro. So here we have the new DJI O4 Air Unit in hand, and we can see that it's a bit of a different shape than the DJI O3. The camera is much larger, even though it looks as though the lens doesn't look to be too much bigger, maybe just a tad bit bigger. The actual body of the camera is huge by comparison. I'm sure you're going to be seeing a lot of manufacturers scrambling to redesign their frames to accommodate this thing, because this is a large camera. The O4 goes with the dual antenna option, kind of like the OG Air Unit, as opposed to the O3, which only used the single antenna, even though it had two of the actual UFLs coming out to plug into the Air Unit itself. But yeah, let's go ahead and give the Air Units a side-by-side measurement to see which one's lighter, which one's heavier. First up, the DJI O3 Air Unit comes in at about 38 grams. And the new DJI O4 Air Unit comes in at about 33 grams. Not bad, a little bit lighter. Some key points for the O4 are that the image sensor has been enlarged to 1/1.3 compared to the O3, and that's essentially going to result in clear images, less noise in low light conditions, and from what I've seen, a much more improved dynamic range. The best recording quality format is actually 4K 4:3 with built-in stabilization turned off. The lens mounting holes are completely different from before, and due to the increased size taking up more space, a lot of frames that exist out there right now are going to have difficulty accommodating the camera. The VTX body uses a CNC shell offering better build quality than the O3, and it comes with 20x20 and 25.5x25.5 M2 screw holes for easier mounting. Plus, this improves heat dissipation, resulting in a much longer standby time than the O3. This generation completely abandons 2.4 GHz, allowing for pure 5.8 GHz antenna use, offering greater configuration flexibility. Any of the LHCP 5.8 GHz antennas on the market can be used with the Air Unit if you decide not to use the stock antennas. The manufacturing process for the stock antennas has changed, making the tubes harder to remove manually, which significantly increases difficulty for compact installations. I myself would rather use a little bit more of a stubby, shorter antenna for my builds, so I'm definitely going to be looking for some other options. If you decide that you don't want to do a dual antenna setup for your O4 build, that it's actually okay, you can even use the stock O3 antenna or any of the other aftermarket antennas that exist that are like a single antenna with the dual UFL setup that were intended for the O3. You can use those on the O4 and customize your build as you like. With that said, the dual antenna setup will be the best for overall performance if you're looking to improve your range and penetration. Even though the O4 has some incredible features, there are a couple of things that I would consider are a little bit of a downgrade when compared to the O3. For example, the optimal 100 FPS mode for FPV smoothness now only supports 1080p instead of the 2.7K that the O3 could do. Also, the FPV image distortion has changed a little bit, requiring some readjustment compared to the O3, and some people may feel like the O3 was a little bit more comfortable to view because of that. Race mode is an O4 feature that is available when paired with the Goggles 3. I didn't personally get to experience this feature yet because I only own the Goggles 2 for now, but from what I'm told, and this is through secondhand experience, it doesn't really show a whole lot of improvement for freestyle because there is quite a reduction in FPV image quality, and it is noticeable. Again, I'm going to hold my verdict until I get to experience it myself, but that is what I've been told. Something to take note is that the field of view for the O4 Pro is 155 degrees, while the O4 Lite is only 120. This is kind of important because that means that the lenses are not interchangeable. Another downgrade when compared to the DJI O3 Air Unit is that the O4 Pro only has 4 GB of onboard built-in storage. The O4 Lite has 32 gigabytes, but that's because it cannot accept memory cards. At the time of recording this video, I was not given the exact price of the DJI O4 Pro Air Unit or the O4 Lite, but from what I'm being told, the O4 Pro is going to be cheaper than what the O3 launched at, and the O4 Lite is going to be priced similar to what the Caddx Vista launched at. When opening up the O4 Air Unit to try to get to the antenna UFL connectors, you have to be super careful because there is a ribbon cable on this thing that is very tiny. It's connecting that little connector there on top of it, so just be super cautious. Holy crap, this drone flies so freaking good. I'm kind of a bit of an awe right now. Okay, so this is a hell of a lot of fun for a 2.5 inch. This drone is just incredible, honestly. Smooth. Lots of power, plenty of power for doing pretty much anything you want. Oh god, this thing is so clean. This is no stabilization either. Holy cow. Anyways, alright, this is a lot of fun. So this is the 4K 60p wide angle, stabilization off. We're using D-Log, but I'm gonna obviously be color grading it afterwards. Man, this is, you know what? I honestly can't believe how good this transmission is. I've been at 50 bits this whole time. I'm not even looking in the right direction. This is incredible how good this transmission signal is. I guess that's just all O4 stuff. I am using the Goggles 2. Man, this is so good. Heck of a lot of fun. Anyway, so yeah, this looks absolutely incredible, and I can't believe how good the transmission is. I'm absolutely in awe. This is my first real flight outside with this thing, and I'm having so much fun. Beautiful snowy day outside. Man, I am nowhere near looking in that direction, and the signal has not budged at all. It's incredible. I mean, the O3 was good, but this definitely feels much, much, much better. Again, this is legit my just like first initial reaction to flying with this and then experiencing how good it is just flying around like this right now. God, this is so good. As you can see, I'm facing the totally wrong direction. That's my truck there. Flying over here, just no issues whatsoever. Transmission is not changing even one little bit. There's trees in the way. God, this is just beautiful looking. This little drone is so good. For a 2.5 inch, it's crazy how good this thing is. So for my final verdict on the new DJI O4 Air Unit, I'm going to have to say that I plan on at least investing into a few of these, primarily because I've been trying to get away from action cameras for a long time now. I've been having the worst luck with them lately, either breaking or losing them, and it has become quite costly. I think it's worthy to invest in a few O4 Air Units to put them into my builds directly. Plus, it's going to shave the weight of not having to carry around an action camera, which is only going to improve flight performance, and I really enjoy that as well. So far from what I've seen, the image quality coming out of the O4 is more than adequate for at least my content. I've been having a much better experience with color grading, and the dynamic range is so much better, and the fact that the body is actually CNC material, I think it's going to be much more robust than the O3 was. It's going to be much better for that reason for freestyle, I think, putting it in a build, feeling safe about it. The only concern is the lens. It is much larger, so trying to protect that is going to be a priority, of course. But yeah, for those reasons, I think it's worthy. I do wish I had the O4 a little bit longer prior to its launch. It would have been nice to try some more of the camera settings, maybe even throw it in some gyro flow, try some of the Rocksteady that's built-in stabilization on this thing. I have a feeling it's probably going to be just fine. The O3 did really great with those things. I'm not much of a stabilization pilot anyways, but it would have been cool maybe for cinematic purposes to see just how well it does there. But with that said, definitely look to the future. There's going to be a lot more videos with O4 content, and definitely a lot more videos from products coming from Quadmula that support the O4, so it's going to be an exciting time for that. With that said, I hope you all have a wonderful day and happy flying.